So, what'd you think of the movie?
We're already doing this? You just turned your car on.
Yeah, it's gotta warm up.
For like 2 seconds. I liked it. It was the best one we've seen in a while. There was not a single minute where I thought it was bad or that anything was stupid. And they left the lights on so my eyes weren't falling out.
Whoops. Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I didn't like that they left the lights on in the movie theater. I was like, why the hell did they leave these on?
Well, my eyes always hurt otherwise.
My eyes was hurting like that because the lights was on in the movie theater.
Yeah, that's because you stare at a screen all the time, so your eyes probably don't even function normally anymore.
So...
It was really good.
Yeah, but you watched the trailer. I went into this knowing nothing other than the people from Barbarian made it.
That's entirely your choice, though.
Yeah, and it was way better for that exact reason. Because when I went into Barbarian, I watched the trailer, and they did the trailer super fucking good. Where it was like, oh, Bill Skarsgård, and they give you kind of insights into what's kind of going on, but they leave so much room for ambiguity. It piqued my interest. So when I went into Barbarian, I knew nothing outside of watching the trailer once, and it was fucking awesome. And then I was checking the movie schedule, and I seen Companion. I was like, what's this? So I look it up, and it's from the creator of Barbarian. I was like, all right, that's all I need to know. I don't need to know anything else. And then I seen that Jack Quaid is in it, and I was immediately like, I'm not the biggest Jack Quaid fan. Not that I care that he's a Nepo baby. It's just the fact that every time I see him in something, he has no range. He's always doing the same kind of tone with his voice, the same facial expression.
The other movie that he's in, he looked exactly the same. I only didn't recognize him because he doesn't stand out.
Yeah, that's the only reason I don't like him is because he has no range.
But he was good for what he was doing.
In this movie, I was actually impressed because the only stuff I'd seen from him is in The Boys, and he's doing the same shit in The Boys the entire time, and his character is kind of unlikable in The Boys, to be honest. So when I went into this, I was expecting him to kind of be doing the same stuff, but his acting was far superior to this than it was in The Boys. Maybe The Boys is actually better, but I don't know, because The Boys has just been going downhill. But so going into this, I was expecting it just to be good based off the fact that it was made from the people from Barbarian, the same guy. Because I don't know if you knew, the guy that made Barbarian, he I can't remember, but he made some goofy college comedy back in like 2008 or 9, and I never watched it, but from what I heard, it was kind of shitty. And then he kind of just took a hiatus for however fucking long, and then he came back and made Barbarian, and I was like, what the fuck, this movie's awesome, I gotta go see what other movies he made. And apparently that was the only other movie he made. And that's why when you watch, because she hasn't seen Barbarian, because Barbarian is funny as fuck. Well, it's not like funny, but it has moments that make me gut laugh.
Does your car need to be on this long?
Yes, it has moments that make me gut laugh. And there's not very many movies that I watch as of late made recently that make me gut laugh. This movie made me gut laugh like 4 fucking times.
This one that we just watched?
Yeah.
I know.
It was so fucking funny. Yeah, the first one they're like...
Don't spoil it.
No, because the people that are watching, that are going to watch this probably have already seen the movie.
No, don't
right,
spoil
spoilers.
it. If they'll know or referencing if they've seen it. If they don't this way, they'll have something to look
No, because there's like 4 different moments. But obviously the first moment is when... Yeah, I'm just...
And she's just laying there like...
Yeah, if you know, you know. And then when he shoots the gun, he's like, oh, fuck, mate, that shit's loud as hell. Because they never do that in movies. They just shoot the gun and it's like, bro, your hearing would be fucked up. That shit is loud as hell. Yeah. And it's funny because when he holds his ear, then the other guy is like, oh yeah, I guess that's loud. You know, his companion.
His Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
Who looks like a Ken doll.
I really liked the cinematography too, specifically in the moment when he's first confronting her, telling her that she's a robot, and they break the 180-degree rule. I don't know if you know what that is, the 180-degree rule. So essentially, when you're filming 2 people...
we're wasting gas. Either turn the car off or start driving.
Oh my god. The 180-degree rule is basically to keep a rule set in place to not confuse the viewer watching the movie. So when you're filming 2 people like this, you either want to be on this side. Like if you're filming from this side, you want to be on this side when you're filming the other person. So like this. But when you break the 180-degree rule, instead of filming like this, you come around and you film like this. And the reason you don't film like that in general is because it kind of discombobulates the viewer. But when you understand that rule, you can break it, kind of like Quentin Tarantino in Inglourious Basterds. It's usually when people start breaking that rule, it's to show kind of a change of perspective. So they break the rule in the movie when he's telling her, that she's a robot, and then that's when they break the rule. And I was like, oh, that's clever. But I guess more people are starting to do that, so I don't know if that's actually as clever as I think. But yeah, and then I also really like when he first boots her up, and then she's like, hi, and then she's trying to smile, and it's kind of like she's trying to learn how to smile. It's like, wow, just little details like that. It was awesome. What did you like about the movie?
I liked that the characters none of them were complete morons. And I liked that she wasn't stupid at first, but she wasn't that smart. And I liked a little bit where she's like, what the? I'm going to be smart now.
I did like how they visually demonstrated that too, but at the same time, I felt like there wasn't a noticeable increase in her intelligence.
Yeah, I guess whoever made this is not...
It's kind of hard to illustrate that, though.
Well, yeah, but normally, she made some stupid decisions. I forget what it was, but where she didn't change the phone password. That was one of, the most obvious
That was kind of
things.
an oversight, yeah.
Well, that was so, if you're supposed to be, 100% of your intelligence as smart as an Ivy League grad, and we're assuming the smart ones, not the ones who got in there because their parents are rich, then you would think they would have thought of that. That would be, the very first thing you think of, okay, this thing that controls you, let's make sure that I'm not the only one that can get in.
Well, I assumed that when she turned her intelligence up, she would understand that they were all coming for her, and then it was going to be kind of like a predator thing where she was kind of getting into survival techniques and stuff and trying not to necessarily kill them, but at least incapacitate them so she can, actually escape. But she kind of just goes back and then tries to get in the car and then,
because she was still... The only thing that changed was that she was smarter. Her programming is still the same, so she still didn't want to hurt him.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Incapacitate everyone because they were coming at her. She knew they had a gun and stuff, so... I also did find it...
She didn't know they had a gun. Not at first.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Mm-hmm. I did think it was an interesting detail to have the programming in the kind of essence of life, essentially, instead of being in the brain, but in the stomach, kind of, where pregnancy takes place.
I thought it was more like a place that should not be getting damaged. People are into really weird kinks.
Yeah.
And
What did you think about the social commentary on AI and all that and the future of, the possibilities?
If they do make sex robots, I feel bad for them.
That was kind of an interesting little piece of commentary when the guys come to pick up the deceased robot or the malfunctioned robot.
And they were laughing like, this dude's fucked. He definitely did something. They're like, oh, yeah, I'm
He's
so
like,
sorry.
What do you think happened there? He's like, oh, definitely Mata. Dude's totally fucked. Yeah.
Classic customer service. Yeah, everything's fine. I'll fix it. That dude's a moron.
Yeah. But when he talks about, it's the same shit everywhere. Dudes with weird kinks where they buy these sex bots and they torture them and all sorts of shit. I was like,
and
damn, that really would happen too.
They gave them all the feelings. So oh, you gave sex robots pain.
That was that actually really would happen too, which was kind of disturbing.
Of course it would. You do realize the main reason people do those kind of things is because they like the pain. If there was no pain, they wouldn't be doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that shit was wild. What's kind of cool too is I don't think they'll ever make a sequel, but they kind of left it open because there's so much more to explore with her character too.
Yeah, but what would the sequel even do? It would be cool if there was a spin-off sequel where it was a kind of a chain effect of the events in the movie.
Yeah,
the woman at the end that she waves to with her hand.
Yeah, they could do a Skynet thing or something.
My stupid partner.
Yeah, you could explore more of the thematics of, the questions and the moral kind of questions around AI and all that type of stuff.
The only difference is that it's something that's programmed to not be able to do anything. Whereas the people that are in those situations now, it's not computer programming. It's just programming because of life and what you have to deal with. Same shit, different color.
What are some things you didn't like about the movie, though?
I don't think anything really. That's what I'm saying. I think it was everything was done really well. None of the script parts were stupid. None of the characters or people who I was like, they're not adding anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there wasn't really anything that felt like it needed to be cut from the movie. It felt really efficient with its pacing and editing.
But
Everything
it didn't feel too fast either. Like it was there and was doing exactly what it needed to be doing.
Yeah, it felt engaged the entire runtime, which was awesome. And then the score was really good too. Just the kind of contemporary songs they had in there. I was like, oh, this is
and how they dressed her too. Like it very much showed the progression. So he always had her in those stupid little frou-frou pink and white outfits.
I didn't even
with her little headband, because he also,
I'm
sure he's scared of anybody knowing that he has a robot because he's too lame to get a real girlfriend.
Yeah, they
so
did
he hides
kind of...
her thing. He does everything to make sure that people don't know that he has a robot girlfriend.
Yeah, that would definitely be looked down upon, I could imagine. Like, if that was a thing that existed right now.
Of course it is. Like, people who have blow-up sex dolls. Like, what, you can't find somebody who wants to have sex with you? You can't just take care of yourself? You have to actually be with the little blow-up thing?
Damn.
Oh
yeah.
My God. My friend's ex-fiance had a bunch of those.
Gotta get it where you get it. You gotta get it where you can get it. You don't like that?
You're not gonna get it.
Anyways. So now...
I liked it, though, when they were having the part where Eli and Patrick were talking, and he was like, we can go home, we can have sex, and then you can make me an omelet. And Patrick was like, yay.
Patrick was so kind of, like, uncanny looking.
I think he had a lot of Botox, and his teeth were super white, and then the actor was, like, he didn't look like he was in the greatest shape.
Like you said, he looked like a Ken doll. Because when he was wearing...
Not like somebody who naturally looks like Ken doll. It's like he had the bleached hair and the Botox and super white teeth.
Not to, discourage the actor for the way he looks or whatever, but
fact,
it was just very odd. Like, when they put him in the police uniform, I was like, wow, he really is like a Ken doll.
Mm-hmm.
This is so fucking weird. But,
Well, I mean, I think the Botox, or whatever it is that they did with the skin, really helped with his robot appearance. But I think the actor, should he randomly happen to watch this, would be even better looking without, because,
I was kind of disappointed that Sergey wasn't in the movie as much, though.
I know. And that they made him such a two-dimensional. That was the only issue, that he was like, I get what I want. And then he wasn't actually a bad person. Except for that. It would have been cool if he was like,
But it was just a robot, though, so you could kind of understand why he would kind of enforce his will, because he kind of doesn't see it as, like, another person. It's just a piece of property, essentially.
Yeah, but he seems like the kind of guy, especially somebody as rich as him, that technically should respect, like, oh, I wouldn't want other people in my property. And if he was not actually a bad, like, he had a legitimate business, and he was nice, he was hosting all his friends and everything. So that was the only thing. Because then, I mean, his girlfriend was all like, oh, yeah, do what he wants. Okay, but you're in this relationship. You chose to be there.
I like how fast the movie progresses, too, because I didn't know this was going to be a robot movie, because she'd watched the trailer.
That's
so
why
I was like,
watch it.
When they first show her falling in love with Jack Quaid's character, I was like, why is this so kind of dreamlike? There's no people in this grocery store. This is kind of odd.
And you didn't notice that he was all bundled up and she was just wearing something like not like a schoolgirl outfit, but, something that was very much what a sex robot of her style would be wearing.
Yeah, and then the dialogue kind of addressing her was kind of, like, you're not a person kind of thing. So I was like, I asked Ashley, I was like, is she a robot? She's like, did you not watch the trailer? I was like, no. And I was like, well, I guess she's a robot. And then they showed the USB drive and all that. I was like, oh. Yeah, and then it turns out it's a murder plot. You're like, whoa. It just, like, the way it unfolds and disseminates information is very well done. Yes. So are you excited to watch more from this director?
It depends on what they're doing.
Well, you
They're doing slasher stuff, then no, it's not really my genre, but I like this movie.
Well, this technically...
And I feel like the current climate is perfect for that, where I'm just like, this is stupid. I want to see people get beat up for doing stupid stuff and thinking they can tell other people what to do. It's very cathartic.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because he was like, I'm such a nice guy. I deserve everything. She's like, just blabbering on about your problems and how you're a pathetic person who can't get anything done.
Prattling. The fuck is going on? We're in the purge, apparently. Anywho, yes. Please, go support this movie by watching it in the theaters, because it's
Or
fucking
rent
awesome.
it, if you pay to rent it once it comes out.
I think they might get... No, I would say go watch in the theater because it goes to the box office domestic gross, or the gross in general, and then that would, the movie companies see that, they're like, oh, this movie made this much money on this budget. Let's give him more money to make more movies. So yes, if you want to watch a good movie and support a director that has lots of talent, and I would want to see more from him, go watch Companion, and then also go watch Barbarians.
And it low-key reminded me of Gunpowder Milkshake, which I've been kind of wanting to rewatch, but not exactly, because the first half is better than the second half. We watched it together a while ago and you weren't that into it.
It was just, I just, the only thing I remember from it is just too excessive with whatever the fuck it was
the first
doing.
half is good and the second half is just like, this could have been half an hour and been much better.
I have no idea.
Yeah, but it gave me kind of the same feeling for parts of it. The parts that I liked of that movie, I was reminded of in this movie, which is good.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Especially at the end when she zips up the jacket.
Yes. Go watch this movie.
Mm-hmm. Now we're gonna go eat lunch.
Go love yourself.